It's Saturday night, so it's time for another edition of Saturday Slam, folks. We've got a half hour of wrestling to get ready for. First things first, let's go to the air. El Diablo and the XWC student Peyton. You're going to see some high-flying action in that one. And there's matches that were so nice, we have to see them twice. Dirty Deeds Daniel Maxen challenging the Infinite in a non-title matchup. And the Marquee Match for tonight. This week, it's another rematch as well. The Bully Smasher challenging Tobias Storm. Storm pulled the tights to win last time. Smasher's coming back because he's got his honor on the line for this one, folks. You know you don't want to miss that. And then to boot, you know you want to stick around because we have a special announcement at the end of this episode. So you know you want to stick around for that. Something big coming. So let's get on to the action. We're heading down to the ring now. Peyton is making his way down through the crowd, saying hi, shaking hands, doing all that good stuff. Letting them know he's here to entertain them, first and foremost. Now, Peyton's had several matches so far here on Saturday Slam. Not all of them have come out the way he would have liked, but with each week, we see a little bit more out of him. We see a little bit more development, and that's the big thing. We want to see these kids grow here out of the XWC, and Saturday Slam's the place to do it. And El Diablo is exactly the person to make you grow, because if there's one thing he's going to do, he's going to put you outside of your comfort zone. You don't know how to approach El Diablo. You don't know how to plan an offense or a strategy against El Diablo. You just have to react and adapt to what he gives you. So there is no better chance for Peyton to really evolve as a wrestler than he's got here tonight, going one-on-one against a phenomenal sensation that is El Diablo. Referee checking corners, making sure everybody's ready to go. And there's the bell, and we're off and running this week. And right off the gate, and it looks like Peyton wanting to shake hands with El Diablo. We've seen this with several competitors with him, trying to get him to learn the customs and the standards down here on Earth. The handshake is still something he hasn't quite figured out yet. He's still working on it. Peyton trying to rile the crowd up in the early goings of this one. Diablo flying right underneath, and we are off and running real quick. Kicks flying. Nobody's hitting, though. Everybody's shooting for the head and missing. Diablo with the back crescent kick. Stuns Peyton. Doesn't put him on the ground, though. Peyton reverses the Irish whip. Hits the floor. Diablo runs over. Peyton goes up over the top. And, bicycle kick from Diablo. He was waiting on that one, just building steam off of those ropes. And a pin opportunity, gets two off of it. He must have put that boot right into Peyton's jaw. Because in the early goings, he's already having a hard time getting his shoulders off of the mat. Now Peyton quickly trying to get out of that headlock. Puts a chop across Diablo's chest in the corner. He's got some plans. He's sending him over. Diablo's at home in the corner, though. That's not where you want to send him. Peyton catches the uppercut, comes stumbling out right into the waiting hands of the man from the future. No fall-away slam attempt, though. And they're struggling for position, each of them trying to get a lock on to secure a hold. But the other man, always so quick. Huge axe kick from El Diablo, and Peyton is down. Right across the back of the head. Pin attempt again, 2 count only, though. El Diablo not working by the hour tonight. He is trying to get this match finished off in early fashion. And to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it does go quick, because we've seen Diablo building up quite the momentum for himself the past few... Oh my goodness! Huge roundhouse kick springboarding off of the rope there for Peyton. I don't think Diablo saw that one coming. And that's what I'm talking about when you wrestle El Diablo. You have to know how to adapt, and you have to know how to improvise in that ring, and that's exactly what Peyton did there, and it paid off in dividends. And now he's got himself set up on the apron. He's got another plan here. Flies up off of the corner. Huge springboard drop kick. 2 count only, though. Diablo able to get the shoulder up, and it's looking so far that Peyton may have found himself a game plan. Diablo has not had to face too many people that fly as high as he does. He's usually the small man in the competition. And so he's getting a new type of offense out of Peyton here that he's going to have to adapt to himself. Diablo trying to fight his way out of that headlock, but he gets a DDT for his efforts. Peyton a little slow to get up. Those punches to the kidneys definitely did their work, though. Now Peyton making his way over, gets a lock on Diablo, but Diablo quick to try and battle himself free. We've got another tussle in the corner here from these two. Referee trying to get him to break, come back to the center. Peyton's got another idea. He's going back to that corner. This didn't work so well the first time. Little better this time. Huge splash into the corner, and Diablo goes down to the bottom buckle. That might have been the only thing keeping him on his feet there. Oh, flash through on the hook for the pin. A quick sunset flip attempt from El Diablo. A little bit unorthodox going around the side there. Wasn't able to get the 3 count. He couldn't quite get his heels over the shoulders to keep Peyton locked down. Now the two of them once again trading blows to the midsection. Peyton with a snap suplex puts Diablo onto the mat. And now, once again, Peyton's slowing things down a little bit. Because when Diablo gets moving, he is really hard to stop. So you see Peyton putting him on the mat and then measuring up each next shot. Another double springboard. Loses his footing on the ropes, though. Peyton had an idea, but the ropes, this is why they call it high-risk maneuvers. There's always the chance that things could go wrong. 2 count, he was able to get the shoulder up, but, I mean, to be honest, he may have rolled an ankle. He could have sprained it. There's definitely, I mean, let's be honest, after a fall like that, anything could have happened. And it's definitely been the turning point here for Peyton. Blockbuster from Diablo. He's taking advantage of the situation. Sometimes you're able to make a door for yourself. Sometimes the door opens itself. And Diablo saw the opportunity and took advantage. And he was able to get us back to a neutral ground here as the ref begins his count, challenging either of these men to get to their feet. And they're both up to their feet. Diablo's ready to go, though. Chops Peyton down. Peyton's back up. Huge outside crescent kick. Peyton goes down again. Diablo ducks under the line. Gets Peyton hooked. Tries to throw him through. And oh, Peyton got to his feet. He blocked it. He blocked the spin through slam. Oh, pulls him back down. Peyton with a modified hair whip. Only got 2, though. And now Peyton says he's going up. We've seen him go for this frog splash before. It could be an absolute tide turner if he hits it, but Diablo sees it. Diablo's getting up. Peyton saw the danger and got down, but... oh, there's the super kick from Diablo. It may have been too late. Diablo was able to get to his feet and find his bearings, and with one heel to the jaw, Peyton is down. Diablo getting perched onto the second rope. Here comes that springboard. There's the swan. And he connects. Peyton's down. Diablo crawls his way over. And that's the 3, folks. Diablo takes this one home. You gotta give credit to Peyton, though. He put up quite a fight for our warrior from the future there. But El Diablo found his way through and found himself yet another victory once again here on Saturday Slam. Definitely huge things coming up for that young man if he keeps going in the direction he is. That is for sure. But what I want to do for you right now, we're going to kick it over to Shannon Reed for a moment. He's got some words to tell you.
What motivates the Bully Smasher in 2022 to still keep going? To still keep fighting the good fight? Well, I'll tell you what it is. You know, back in 2019, I was on top of the Kansas City World. I was defending my title every night. And Derek Stone was a bully that got the best of me. I remember when I was a kid, when I was bullied and I was afraid to fight back. I wish I would have taught those bullies a lesson, but I didn't. But now in 2022, when I stepped in the ring, I decided at that time I'm refreshed, I'm healthy, I'm in my best shape. And I was going to go 100% after every bully in wrestling. I want to regain the Kansas City Championship. I want to win the Metro Championship. I want it all.
Well, you heard it right from the mouth of the Bully Smasher. He wants everything. He wants his title back. He wants the title he never had. But ladies and gentlemen, he's going to have to build himself back through the ranks to get there. And before he does, we've got newcomers like Daniel Maxen that he's going to have to get through. Now, telling you about Daniel Maxen, Dirty Deeds is his name. And if there's one thing I can tell you about Dirty Deeds, he will do anything for the right price. You name it, you got the cash, he'll make it happen. And so now, you saw him walking down with those brass knuckles. He's got a challenge tonight against the Infinite. A challenge he specifically asked for. Because he feels like he didn't give it his all the last time. And with those brass knuckles, folks, I feel like Daniel Maxen may have an ulterior plan going on with this match. And here he is, our KCXW Metro Champion, the Infinite Ryan Gingell. Standing tall, standing proud. And now as he makes his way up, surveying the crowd, you can see Maxen kind of pacing back in the back, looking a little antsy. And I think the nerves of the situation may be starting to set in for him as the Infinite gets the stage set for this contest. And I'll tell you, ever since he won that Metro Championship back at Unleashed, the Infinite has been on an absolute tear. No matter who's been put in front of him, he's put them down in pretty convincing fashion. It's hard to find a match where you cannot definitively say the Infinite is the one who came out on top. Now referee's got them set, and there's the call for the bell. And we're off and running. Grudge match time, folks. Daniel Maxen has something to prove. Let's see what he can do with it. Ducks underneath the lockup. Smart move on his part. You don't want to go toe-to-toe with someone bigger and stronger than you, especially somebody like the Infinite, when he can just pick you up and heave you across the ring at will. And Daniel Maxen very quickly gets out of the ring, and he's going to go ahead and reevaluate his life choices so far. Now Maxen looking for his way in, and the Infinite right on top of him, giving no quarter as he heaves him back inside the ring. Once again, the power of the Infinite, folks, as he just throws Daniel Maxen pretty much in any spot he wants him. He's got the throat. He was looking for the chokeslam, and Maxen's looking to run away. Can't get away. Infinite's got him hooked. And the reverse DDT, maybe? No. Oh, a backbreaker, rather, right across the knee. Lifts him up high. And a second one. And Daniel Maxen is in a world of hurt. Dirty Deeds is going down hard and fast so far, folks. Whipped into the buckle with authority. Infinite up on the ropes, looking for that throat chop, but Maxen ducked underneath. And the Infinite may have come down hard on that leg. And Dirty Deeds sees it and lasers in. And Deeds diving outside of the ring now. Infinite hung up on the ropes. Maxen jumping up and nails the dropkick right into the side of the head. We've seen him do that before. He likes to set that dropkick up on the apron and leave the guy completely exposed. But now Maxen taking a little bit too long, gloating with the crowd, and Infinite's back on top of him, pulling him up by the hair. Oh, goodness! A guillotine right across the ropes. And the Infinite may have snapped his jaw, snapped his chin down on that rope, if not his throat. And Maxen going right back to the leg. Leg drop, dropped across the throat. And now we see kind of two targets that Dirty Deeds is starting to focus on. The rope-affected throat of the Infinite and the bad wheel. The weakened knee, if you will. And now Maxen just laying in. And now Maxen getting his foot laid in. And we've got a step over toe hold. Putting a lot of pressure on that knee joint. Putting a lot of pressure on the ligaments and the tendons. Especially when he leans in like that and gets that extra bend. The knee starts going out to the outside. And that is not the direction the knee bends, folks. Oh! Snaps it down. Infinite was trying to find his way out, and Dirty Deeds just snaps the foot hard down into the mat. That'll hyperextend that knee. That'll pop the patella off if you're not careful. And now Dirty Deeds just laying waste to the leg of the Infinite. Grabbing on the hair, and he's getting a little cocky, and he's paying for it. You don't want to get cocky with any champion, much less somebody like the Infinite. And he will let you know in a hurry. Huge fireman's carry. He's looking to finish things off already. He was a little hesitant with that knee, and that might have been just enough for Daniel Maxen to get down and drop him with that sleeper hold. 2 count only, though, as the Infinite was able to get his shoulder up. Dirty Deeds going to have to do more to keep him down in this one. Going back to the leg. Smart move on Daniel's part. As he starts to apply the spinning toe hold, starts to put a different type of torque on the knee, putting a different type of tension on the joint. And this may not look like much. Whoa, big push off from the Infinite. But you can see how slow he is to get back up. That spinning toe hold is a nasty maneuver. Terry Funk won the NWA World's Heavyweight title with that exact hold, so it's something that you always have to keep in the back of your mind. It is a lethal maneuver. 2 count only there. Infinite was able to get the shoulder up once again, and the frustration starting to show it on Maxen as he rips the wrist tape off. Looks like it was coming loose. And now he's picking Infinite up. He's going for the full Nelson. He's looking to finish him with that slam of his. And oh, he got him! Full Nelson slam, and the Infinite goes down. But the Metro Champion was able to kick out with authority. Full Nelson slam wasn't able to do it, and Maxen's going for the knucks. Referee jumping in immediately trying to stop him. And referee's taking the brass knuckles away. He's making sure that this one stays clean. Good move on the ref's part. Flip over neck breaker, and the Infinite is down. And he's trying to get out of the ring, and the Infinite able to escape, and that might have been the only reason that Maxen didn't get the victory just now. Now, the Infinite trying to collect himself on the outside. Daniel Maxen going after him now. Going after him with a little bit of not authority, but rather fervor. And he's gone back for the knucks again. The referee must have dropped him. And he's got him lined up. And oh, Maxen just punched the ring post. I think Maxen may have a broken hand. Maxen eats the ring post right after that. The Infinite coming to life now. And he heaves Daniel Maxen into the ring post once again. Referee trying to restore order here. Trying to get these two back into the ring. Maxen rolled in. Infinite right behind him. Hobbling up on that one leg. Trying to get things going. And he's calling for that inverted choke slam. Gets the hook. Daniel Maxen's in trouble. Down he goes. Face first. And there's the turnover. You can go ahead and wrap this one up. There's the 3. And your Metro Champion once again comes out victorious. One leg and all. Daniel Maxen tried to go for every stop that he could pull. And at the end, it wasn't enough. And you see why the Infinite is our KCXW Metro Champion. An intense battle between these two. Daniel Maxen and the Infinite once again, folks. And I'm telling you, after what we saw, I would not be surprised if there is still more bad blood between the two of them. Before we get going any further, though, I want to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, Safe Haven Fitness offers the most prestigious personal training service in the Midwest from certified personal trainers of the National Academy of Sports Medicine. Call or text head coach Michelle Nicole today at 816-427-1135. Safe Haven Fitness, we build you up to be the best you can be. And ladies and gentlemen, at that word, it is time for our marquee matchup. Like I said, it's another rematch. The Bully Smasher taking on Tobias Storm. These two met just before Unleashed, and it looked like Shannon Reed had it in the bag, but Tobias Storm got the roll-up, got the tights, and stole one away. So you know Shannon's walking into this one with his pride on the line. And now Storm making his way out now. You see the confidence on his face. You see the arrogance on his face. As he puts it, it's time for another edition of what he calls Saturday Storm. Ladies and gentlemen, the ego matches the shoulders, matches just about everything about Tobias Storm. He's a big body, he's got big strength, and he's got the big ego to match it all. And ladies and gentlemen, he's going to have to put that to the test once again tonight because he's going up against, I have to remind you, a former Kansas City champion in none other than the Bully Smasher, Shannon Reed. Now, we've seen a different attitude from Shannon Reed, especially since Unleashed. You saw it a little bit in the promo that he cut earlier, talking about how he's had to build himself back up after losing that title, taking some time, getting himself in shape. We have a leaner, we have a meaner Shannon Reed than we used to see here in KCXW. And we're going to get another taste of that here tonight. Referee's getting them set. There's the call for the bell. Ladies and gentlemen, Marquee Match is on the way. Let's get rocking and rolling. Tobias Storm looks like he's feeling pretty confident about it. He's bouncing, he's up, he's jovial. So he won the first time, and he's acting like he's got it in the bag already. Trying to get the waist lock on Reed. That's not going to work. Reed takes him down with an arm bar, and he's got Storm completely wrapped over his own head. And Tobias ducks through the ropes and forces a break. Give the first point to the Bully Smasher, folks. And Storm having to reckon with that a little bit. You can hear it in his voice there. Now he wants a test of strength against the Bully Smasher. Now this could be an interesting matchup because, I mean, Shannon's got size, but at the same time, Tobias is very honed, very skilled, very trained as far as his physical strength is concerned. But the Reed is backing him up. The Bully Smasher walking him all the way to the corner. And now, wait a minute. Tobias bounces himself up onto the second rope there. And he's got the upper hand. Ladies and gentlemen, Tobias Storm has taken the high ground. And he's looking for a tornado DDT, but he's just walked right into the hands of the Bully Smasher. Spinebuster puts him down. And I think Tobias Storm is regretting his choice to go up high against Shannon there. Now Reed sends him off the ropes. Tobias catches a big boot right to the chest. And now Reed setting up for a Reed roll. Over he goes. And Tobias Storm's chest doesn't measure quite as big as it did before this matchup. 2 count only. Now Storm trying to battle his way back from his knees. Shannon keeping him pretty well locked in place in the early goings, though. And now Shannon lining up the kicks. This is something new he's added to his repertoire in recent weeks. And now with Tobias Storm locked into the ropes, Shannon's unloading with a series of those mid kicks right into the chest. Oh, huge chop rings out in the center. And Tobias Storm is left bare open. Oh, jawbreaker from Tobias Storm. And he might have just bought himself a little bit of time there. Backcracker, and Shannon Reed crumples down after getting a couple of knees right into the lower back. 1 count only, though. Shannon's down, but he is certainly not out at this point. And now Storm's just starting to lay the fist into Shannon Reed. Bully Smasher getting his hands up to defend himself before the ref calls this one. And now you can hear the frustration in Tobias's voice. Rolling Reed into a banana split pin, gets 2 that time. And Tobias Storm, I think, trying to prove that he can wrestle Reed to the mat. Another pin attempt there, only 2 though. And now Storm looking to find some way to keep the offense going. Reed takes off for the ropes, and Storm shuts him down quick with a forearm. I think the one spot where Tobias is really going to have the advantage is going to be speed in this one. Ooh, double knees, a Meteora right to the face. 2 count only, Reed gets the shoulder up again. And as it seems to be with a lot of this matchup so far, both of these guys throwing, but neither of them can seem to really get full contact, full connection with what they're handing out. Kind of a defensive matchup so far. Neither one able to really get a solid lined up shot going. Now you hear the crowd trying to rally behind Shannon Reed. Begins working his way up out of the chin lock now. Shots to the gut trying to open things up, and Storm quick to close the door right back down on him again. Quick drop of the leg, a lazy pin, and Shannon Reed just pushes him off with ease. Often the problem with some of these young guns, especially when they get in there with a former champion, they don't respect the pin. They don't put the weight down on the shoulders. They don't hook that leg to isolate him. And then he's nowhere near able to get a pinfall victory. And Shannon Reed moves out of the way. Tobias Storm taking way too long to gloat for that last elbow drop. Just gave the countdown to let Shannon know exactly when to move, if nothing else. And now Reed is on his feet. He's starting to build up a head of steam, folks. Here come the kicks. Battling Tobias Storm back towards the ropes with those shots to the midsection. Fires him off. Big clothesline from the Bully Smasher, and Tobias goes down. Now Shannon trying to fire the crowd back up as Tobias Storm starts working his way back to his feet. Right back into the hands of Reed. Now Reed gets him wrapped up. Ripcord. Another clothesline. Tobias Storm goes down. Reed with a pin attempt. Got both legs hooked. And Storm was able to roll his shoulder over. 2 count. But Storm definitely looks worse for wear after that. He's having a hard time getting back to his feet. And now Shannon looking to put him away. He's got a suplex hook going, but the two of them are battling back and forth. Nobody's really moving. And Shannon gets the lift and just hangs Tobias up on the ropes right in front of the referee. Shannon coming off and a knee right to the head. Tobias rolls down. Tobias may be out on his feet, or out on his back rather. Once again, just barely able to get the shoulder up. Shannon's calling for the finish now. Bully Smasher's feeling it. Feels it's time for the end. He's picking him up. He's got him set for the Reed this. Tries to throw him through. Wait, this is how Tobias won last time, was with that roll-up, with that schoolboy pin. Reed saw it this time. Reed saw it. He got the arm hook, brought him back up. Rolls him through. There's the slam. And Shannon Reed closes it out, folks. A huge slam from Shannon Reed. The Reed this puts Tobias Storm down. We almost saw a repeat of their last encounter, but Reed scouted it. Reed watched the tape. The Bully Smasher knew exactly what to look for, and he was able to reverse it, get right back to where he needed to be, and come out on top. Huge action, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank the XWC for hosting us, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for that big special announcement I told you about. KCXW Destiny, back at Soccer Nation, October 15th. We'll give you more details soon, but get ready for it. We'll see you next week.